Level 1. You wake up to headlines about lost trillions. It feels abstract, a number on a screen. But it touches your life, your taxes, your public services, your chances. The question hangs, where does the money go? You think theft or fraud. You picture dramatic raids. Surprise, most of it slips away quietly, not with guns, with paperwork, with legal names. With the architecture of the global system, imagine a pipe, a thin, invisible pipe running through governments and banks. Every year, roughly $2 trillion is siphoned through that pipe, not stolen from vaults, drained through the rules. You are the one left asking why. This is the moment you stop seeing numbers. You start seeing the mechanism. You are about to trace the pipe, slowly, calmly, so you can see what was hidden. Level 2. First twist. Law is not the same as justice. Companies, rich individuals, and complex networks use perfectly legal contracts to hide profit. You learn the term profit shifting. It sounds technical, but it is simple. Move earnings to the quiet places. Move costs to busy places. Declare profit where tax is low. Declare losses where you want relief. You watch a multinational sell a widget to itself. At each transfer, the price bends. A tiny adjustment here, a fee there. By the time the money reaches a low tax haven, the profit looks enormous, and the tax bill is tiny. You realize the system rewards complexity. The more layers, the more advantages. You feel outraged. But the people who built the rules call it optimization. You call it a leak in your shared roof. Because when revenue disappears, public hospitals, schools, roads, they are the ones who lose. Level 3, next layer, secrecy and secrecy providers. You meet shell companies. They have no offices, no staff, just names and a bank account. They are perfect mirrors. They exist to hold value without scrutiny. You learn about trusts, nominee directors, bearer shares. Each trick blurs ownership. Who controls the money becomes invisible. Banks and law firms enable it. They create structures that are legal and protected by confidentiality. Sometimes governments help, offering secrecy in exchange for business. You realize how easy anonymity becomes a highway for vast sums. You picture wealth moving to islands and encrypted ledgers. You see how the public loses track. And without a trail, enforcement stalls. The missing $2 trillion grows. Level 4. Then there is the trade misinvoicing shadow. Companies use fake invoices for goods and services to mask real capital flows. Over-invoice here, under-invoice there. Money moves under the guise of trade. No one blinks. Customs sees paper, banks see payments that match invoices. But the numbers are false. This method hides capital flight, tax avoidance, and illicit gains. It is invisible inside routine commerce. You start to understand scale. When small practices repeat across millions of transactions, the sum swells into trillions. You feel the economy is porous. Every transaction is a potential exit point. Your public funds leak in 1,000 tiny cuts. Level 5. Why does it keep happening? Because power shapes rules. Lobbyists whisper, lawyers draft. Regulations bend. Transparency becomes a choice, not a duty. International cooperation struggles. Different countries compete for capital by lowering standards. You watch a race to the bottom. Promises of enforcement meet corporate resistance. Data moves faster than oversight. And when enforcement does arrive, it often looks like a negotiation. Fines replace structural change. Settlements avoid admitting guilt. The system adapts. You realize the real shock. This extraction is baked into incentives. Those with capital can design systems to minimize what they give back. You feel small against institutional momentum, but you are also the eye that sees the mechanism. Level 6. This is not a hopeless story. You are the audience that can demand better design. Transparency matters, beneficial ownership registries matter, public country-by-country reporting matters. So does international cooperation that stops the race to the bottom. You can support policies that close loopholes. You can vote for leaders who treat tax fairness as public service. You can push institutions for open data and tougher enforcement. And you can change your own choices. Support businesses that pay fair taxes, hold platforms and banks accountable. Ask questions when things look too complex. You now see the 2 trillion as not just lost, but reclaimed possibility. Possibility for stronger schools, better health care, public investments that change lives. You end with clarity. The shocking reason those trillions vanish is not one villain. It is a system engineered to let value disappear into secrecy and legal complexity. And the solution is not magic. It is transparency, rules that match ethics and collective will. You have the power to insist on them. You have the power to make the pipe visible. You are the one who can decide whether it keeps leaking or whether it becomes a channel that serves everyone.
A quick question for you. If every dollar lost to secrecy came back tomorrow, what should it be spent on first? And in addition, who should be held most accountable? Governments, corporations, banks, or the people who write the rules?